Welcome back to the Lawson Farm, everyone. Today's not nothing really farm related, it's kind of tool related. I'm not sure how many of you folks are, but I love tools. I don't care what they are. I don't care if they're old tools, new tools. I love tools. And anything that can bring back an old tool and put it back into service, I really, really like. So what I have is an old Craftsman impact driver. Well, the impact gun, that 1/2-inch impact that my wife bought for me, gosh, at least 10 years ago. I'm not really sure how long it's been. It's been a while. It's before we were actually married. Pretty sure it was a Christmas present or something, but you know, this thing was, back then, all of this battery powered stuff was kind of just starting to take off, you know. And the batteries just didn't last long at all in this thing. You know, I used it, but just to change the car tires here, I would probably had to go through both batteries in order to do it. And there were several that those batteries just didn't seem to throw the power out there to actually make it bust a lug loose or anything else. So honestly, for probably the last 5 years, I haven't used this thing. I've got a Dewalt impact now, and that thing's a beast. But anyways, I was scrolling through eBay the other day, and up on my recommendations for products you may like, popped up this little adapter to make a Dewalt battery, the new 20 volt lithium batteries, fit into the Craftsman 19.2 volt. It just snaps right in place, and your Dewalt battery slides in just like that. Now I've used this thing a little bit since I bought this adapter, but not for really anything strenuous, which this didn't. The lugs on these cars, I mean, honestly, I would be surprised if it didn't take them loose. But my real test is I want to see if I can go through and take all 4 of them, all 4 tires off, and put all 4 tires back on without having to swap batteries. And by going off of my Dewalt impact, that shouldn't be a problem at all for these Dewalt batteries. I can tell you that I busted some lugs loose on an old rusty hay wagon, and it had no problem at all. And that's something I don't think it would have done with those 19.2 volt Craftsman batteries. So anyways, like I said, anytime that I can find something that'll bring an old tool back to life, even though I don't really need another 1/2-inch impact, it's nice to have a second laying around. And for 20 bucks, which is what this adapter costed me, I already have plenty of Dewalt batteries. Why not just bring this tool back to life and put it back to work? So we're going to rotate the tires on my wife's car here, and I'm going to pull these off, and we'll see what it'll do. Look at that, that was no problem. I struggled a little bit on that one. So I don't know if you can tell how fast that thing's beating, but the best that I can remember, like I said, it's probably been 5 years since I really used this thing. The best I can remember, it never impacted that fast. So, you know, I think this is a huge improvement, putting these batteries on here. tread of this tire to see if I see a nail or something, because this tire has an extremely slow leak. Like, I'm talking, you have to add air to it every maybe 2 months, if that. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not sure what it might be. So guys, I'm going to use this impact just to run these up tight, and then I'll go back to the torque wrench. I'm not going to actually tighten them up with the torque wrench. Sorry. I'm not going to tighten them up with the impact wrench. I'm going to tighten them with the torque wrench. We're just going to run them up with this. So far, so good. I can definitely tell you the performance of these Dewalt batteries on this tool really makes this tool shine. That's one thing I was never impressed with, was the batteries. I always liked the tool. The build quality seemed good on it. I mean, it is a brushed motor. Matter of fact, I think when this thing was built, I'm pretty sure that was before brushless technology. Because these were the old NiCad batteries that used to go in this thing. But anyway, so far so good. So we'll get this side torqued and move to the other side. Let that down just enough to put a little pressure on the tires. Guys, when you go back to torque a wheel on, you don't really want to set it completely down on the ground because it puts all that weight, everything back onto the lugs. You want that to be freed up some, but you do need to put enough weight on it to actually stop the wheel from turning. Man, I didn't even tighten this one up, you can see my. That side's done. On to the other side. Always make sure you've got your jack, especially on these cars, because these are like a unibody. They don't really have a frame. Make sure you've got your jack in a good spot that's not going to crush the body when you start jacking up. That may not be the best location on this car, but it holds the jack, and I've used this spot several times before with no problem. And when you put it in that spot, you can get both sides. glad I bought this little adapter. I can tell you right now, this thing was never, it never performed this good with the old batteries. Guys, don't go and get the wrong impression here. I'm not saying I would go out and buy one of these impact guns and then go buy new style batteries to put on it. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, if you've already got that tool and you're already on another platform for batteries, you know, it's worth it to buy the adapters, because like I said, I've got a ton of Dewalt stuff. So, this is pretty much the only Craftsman I've got. Yeah, this is the only Craftsman tool I got, and if I can remember correct, the reason my wife bought me that one was we were in Sears, and I think it was a Christmas present. I'm not sure if it was Christmas or birthday, but I can remember like it was yesterday. It was 99 bucks for 2 batteries, charger, and the impact. And you know, myself, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So she got it for me, and I mean, it worked great to put on lawnmower blades and take lawnmower blades off, but and doing stuff like this. But if you got on like a big 3/4 ton truck or 1 ton truck with 8 lugs, you could probably pull 2 tires off before you had a dead battery, and 9 times out of 10 it wouldn't break the lugs loose to begin with. So I'm really interested in seeing if it'll do that now. But you know, the batteries was always the downfall on it, because even changing lawnmower blades out, I was usually doing 2 mowers at a time, so 6 bolts, and just breaking those 6 bolts loose and putting those 6 bolts back on, I had a dead battery. That's how fast they would go dead. So, you know, like I said, the battery was the downfall. I mean, we're still on a full charged battery here, so it's got a lot of life left in it. And another cool thing is this little adapter here has a USB port right in the back. So, I mean, if you needed to plug a phone charger or anything to it, you could. But pretty cool little thing here. I'm sure you can buy any type of adapter for any type of tool just about. Matter of fact, I ordered one for the old style NiCad 18-volt Black & Decker batteries the other day to adapt them to a Dewalt battery too, because I do have a couple of old Black & Decker battery powered tools that I bought when I was in high school. So that one hadn't came yet. I'm pretty interested in getting that one and seeing how, you know, putting those tools back to use, because they hadn't been used in a long time. I've been running the Dewalt stuff now for, well, my first Dewalt stuff was the old 18-volt NiCad stuff, and I have an adapter now to put the new lithium batteries on that stuff. So it's just pretty cool that companies are out there manufacturing stuff like this, because otherwise this tool would have had to been thrown away, because without a battery it's no good. So the fact that you can do that and not have to buy extra tools, you can put your old ones back to work, to me is a you know, that $20 is worth every bit of it. So folks, I'm gonna get this other one torqued down back here and get this car back up to the house. We're down at my dad's shop, and I appreciate you watching. You know, I just thought that was a pretty cool tool I wanted to share with everybody. You know, so if you have old power tools, check it out, look it up online, see if you can find the adapters to make your new line of power tools work with your old stuff. Because, like I said, I didn't exactly need a second 1/2 inch impact, but it's nice to have one now. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'm always messing with new tools and old tools and everything else, doing all kinds of stuff on the farm. So, if you like watching, consider subscribing and liking the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.